justice, and equality.
Mendekati pemilu Amerika 2012, sentimen anti-Islam kembali merebak.
This is a country of democracy, of freedom of speech. People are free to express their opinions. Yes, there are groups, and again, there are groups. They are not the majority of the American people. Just like we have, unfortunately, some extremist groups within the Muslim countries, but they are not the majority of the Muslim people. So it is not surprising to see some people who have either for political agenda. Unfortunately, it does work. Knowing and understanding the history of America, we had, against the black, we had against the Jews, we had against the Catholic, we had against the Italians, the Irish. Every minority, as they first came to this country, they faced the same challenges that Muslims face today.
Bicara tentang minoritas Muslim Amerika keturunan Afrika alias Black Muslims adalah kelompok minoritas ganda secara etnis dan agama. Diperkirakan sekitar 35% Muslim Amerika berasal dari kelompok ini. Kami ajak Anda mengunjungi Masjid Muhammad di Washington DC yang merupakan komunitas Muslim Amerika keturunan Afrika tertua di negeri ini.
Most of the African Americans in America come from the church experience. We became Muslims in America just a little differently here. And because we are Muslim, most of the Americans, most of our family members, they're not aware of Islam. So we have to explain a lot of things. We have to share a lot of our life with those around us.
Muslim kulit hitam Amerika tertarik pada Islam antara lain karena konsep keadilan dan kesetaraan yang ditekankan dalam agama ini.
We're coming out of slavery. So there was a journey to see humanity free. And becoming Muslims through that experience, it was highlighting three particular words: freedom, justice, and equality.
But Allah Ta'ala also threatens his slaves as well.
Namun sebagian Muslim kulit hitam mengaku kecewa karena tidak menemukan kedua prinsip tersebut dalam interaksi mereka dengan kaum Muslim pendatang.
They found racism, lots of ethnocentricity. One of the things I think that really shook the black community, where we have a very strong women's community, was this notion that came from the Arab and South Asian world. Women were children, and in our communities, women make the community. If anything's going to happen, you have to contact the women. So that has been traumatizing.
Meski sama-sama Muslim, perbedaan budaya imigran dan budaya kulit hitam menimbulkan ketegangan antara kedua kelompok ini.
In general, I would say that it is severely strained. Some would say that it is so strained it's broken.
There is this sense of, you've got this type of mosque versus that type of a mosque, which shouldn't be in Islam. In a sense, Islam should be colorblind, but as Muslims, we definitely are not, unfortunately. I think, however, in time, though, and with consistent effort and attention to that problem, we will come together. We have more in common than we don't. But it's just those initial apprehensions that people have when they see a stranger, Muslim or not, the person seems strange to them, until they see what we have in common.
Ketegangan ini diperburuk dengan faktor ekonomi. Secara umum, Muslim pendatang lebih sukses sebagai pedagang atau profesional, sementara Muslim kulit hitam masih harus berjuang melawan kemiskinan.
The most affluent are the Indo-Pacs right now. And you'll see, I think, demographically that the African-American population, as large as they are not as affluent. We need to help change that. So there's definitely room for improvement in representing American Muslims of various perspectives to be better.
Perpecahan ini disadari oleh ISNA, Islamic Society of North America, lembaga yang memayungi sekitar 200 organisasi Islam di Amerika. Mulai tahun ini, ISNA menyelenggarakan konvensi yang bertujuan mendekatkan kedua komunitas ini.
We want real conversations about what is it, why is it that we are not able to develop, for example, a Muslim identity for our children, where an African American Muslim and a Muslim born to a parent from the Middle East or from wherever feel as comfortable. Build the organizations that also will make them equally comfortable. And it is the first ever, so as you can tell, we barely scratched the surface.
Namun Keith Ellison, salah satu dari 2 anggota Kongres Pemeluk Islam, menolak persepsi bahwa ada perpecahan antara kedua kelompok Muslim Amerika ini.
I can tell you without a doubt that there's very few mosques you can go to in the United States where you're not going to see the United Nations represented in the masjid. You see people from Syria, you see people from Lebanon, you see people African American, you see new African immigrants like from Somalia, and you see people from Egypt, and you see people from Singapore, and don't forget the white Muslims, because we got a lot of them.
America is a story of immigrants. And so from as long as people can remember, there's been people coming to America. And in the masjids in America, you have so many colors and so many nationalities and so many languages. And we believe that that's the face of Islam. So the face of Islam in America is diversity. So you have to come here, come to the masjids to see the face of Islam.
Reminisce what it meant growing up with Ramadan as a kid. My homies buying up the corner store. Now latest quarter waters. We break it 8, but it's 3:45. They got jokes like, oh yeah, he's fasting. Something about blessings, heaven everlasting. Asking like your feds up on me. Like dude, let me ask you for real. Is you hungry?
Dalam segmen Wajah Islam Amerika berikutnya, tim VOA mengajak Anda pemirsa Metro TV melihat bagaimana Muslim Amerika makin berperan dalam berbagai sendi kehidupan negara ini.